90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 3 was nothing short of chaotic. However, there were genuine moments that made the season worth watching. The season featured several returning 90 Day Fiancé couples, including Jenny Slatin and Sumit Singh, who continued struggling to gain the acceptance of Sumit's family. Corey Ratgabbar and Evelyn Villegas also returned, and spent the season trying to figure out if there was a future for their complicated relationship. Ariella Weinberg and Biniam Shivray also came back after appearing on The Other Way Season 2, and couldn't agree on where to raise their family in the future. The last couple to return was Kenneth Niedermeyer and Armando Rubio, who quickly became fan favorites during The Other Way Season 2. Steven and Alina Johnston were among the new couples introduced, although their storyline did not go over well with fans. Finally, Ellie Rose and Victor McLean made their debut when Ellie traveled to Victor's home island of Providencia, which had recently fallen victim to a life-altering hurricane. While The Other Way Season 3 was mostly filled with drama and conflict, there were also several happy moments in the mix. 5. Victor McLean's proposal to Ellie Rose. One of the best moments of The Other Way Season 3 was the engagement between Ellie and Victor that took place the morning after the couple had a difficult fight. Ellie and Victor spent the season trying to rebuild a life on the island of Providencia, although this proved to be difficult, as the island had been completely destroyed by a violent hurricane. As a result, Ellie and Victor became easily frustrated with one another. Nonetheless, the love between Ellie and Victor was enough to keep their relationship going strong, and Victor decided to propose to Ellie the morning following their fight. Victor proposed to Ellie with a conch shell, because the ring he had for her was lost with the majority of his other belongings in the hurricane. Ellie happily accepted, and while the proposal may not have been as fancy as Victor originally planned, it was heartfelt nonetheless. 4. Steven bringing Alina's favorite cats to their wedding. While Steven was far from a fan favorite during The Other Way Season 3, it was still a sweet gesture of him to surprise Alina with her favorite local cats as guests at the couple's wedding. Steven and Alina traveled to Turkey to get married, and as a result, their friends and family were unable to attend. Alina became attached to several local cats while going on walks with Steven regularly, and he decided that he would bring them to the wedding to surprise her. Alina was elated to see the cats as surprise guests, and explained that while it may seem childish to most people, it was a romantic gesture on Steven's part that meant a lot to her. The act showed how well Steven knew Alina, and he went out of his way to do something to make her happy on their special day. While Steven was ultimately deemed one of the season's biggest villains, his special gift to Alina was still a genuine 90 Day Fiancé moment. 3. Corey Ratgabbar Evelyn Villegas wedding. While Corey and Evelyn's storyline mostly centered around their problematic relationship, their wedding was still one of the best moments on The Other Way Season 3, as it was such a long time coming. Corey and Evelyn had been together for 7 years, and faced numerous struggles during their time together as a couple. Evelyn tried moving to the United States but did not like it, which resulted in Corey eventually making the decision to move to Ecuador. Evelyn made it clear throughout her relationship with Corey that she was not interested in getting married, although she later changed her mind and married him secretly in a courthouse ceremony. Nonetheless, Corey still wanted to have a big wedding, which Evelyn eventually agreed to as she knew it meant a lot to him. While Corey and Evelyn's relationship certainly had its flaws, it was evident that the two loved one another at the end of the day. Their wedding symbolized hope, which is why it earns a spot as one of the best moments on The Other Way Season 3. 2. Armando Rubia's father accepting his relationship with Kenny Niedermeyer. While Kenny and Armando's wedding was also touching, Armando's father finally accepting the two as a couple was the best moment from their storyline by far. Armando had stressed for a while over whether his father would attend his wedding to Kenny, as it was difficult for him to accept Armando wanting to marry another man. He repeatedly asked his father to come to the wedding, and for the majority of the season, he was on the fence about whether he felt comfortable attending. Nonetheless, when Armando and Kenny's wedding rolled around, Armando's father was happily in attendance. Armando and Kenny were both extremely thankful to have Armando's father included in the big day, as Kenny knew how much it meant to Armando. Armando's father later admitted to producers that he thought the wedding was beautiful, and no longer cared that Armando was marrying a man. 1. Jenny Slatin Sumit Singh's wedding. The best moment from The Other Way Season 3 by far was Jenny and Sumit's wedding, as it was a moment that was never expected to actually happen. Jenny and Sumit fought for Sumit's parents' approval for 3 seasons, and did not make much progress. Jenny even got to a point where she told Sumit that she would return to the United States if he would not marry her, after Sumit cancelled their request for a marriage license without telling her. Sumit ultimately decided that his love for Jenny was what mattered most, and the two got married without telling his family during the season finale. Jenny and Sumit were both extremely happy on their big day, and almost teared up during their first look. While Jenny and Sumit's relationship has been filled with problems, it is evident that the two truly love each other at the end of the day, which made their wedding the best moment of 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way Season 3.